What's up, everyone? Good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday. I can't believe half the week is a little bit more than half the week's already over, which is kind of crazy to imagine. But here, let me pull up LinkedIn on this side so I can see your awesome comments. So today we're actually talking about lead generation, what it is, best tips and tricks that I have, and then some ideas to actually get you started because I think there's so much value in really getting the basics of lead generation down as a way to really funnel people from social media platforms into something that you control, like a website, a newsletter, a text messaging platform, whatever that is. I think there's so much value in actually being able to get started with getting people inside of that and getting the right people in there. Because, like I always say, not everyone's your customer, and I want to get the best people to you. So, actually, before I forget, let me plug in my mic so that the quality's pretty good. That should work a little bit better, a little bit more crisp and clean. But anyway, yeah, like I said, lead generation is interesting to me because it's one of the concepts that we tend to push to the side and don't really talk about that much. Yet it's a intricate part of any content marketing strategy, any marketing strategy in general. Because if you aren't getting the right people into the places that you want, then you might be spending all this money, time, and resources to cultivate a great community, but you might not have that centralized thing that grabs people's attentions and gets the conversation going. Because marketing really works if you're able to actually captivate the audience that you have and move them along to a destination that in a sense you control, right? And I know that kind of sounds a little messed up, but really if you break it down, there's a problem that you solve and there's a solution that you have, and you're just trying to tell that person that has that problem that you have a solution, give them all the information they would need to make a decision, and hopefully it looks perfect for the problem that they have and the solution that you can offer. So, how can you get started? What are the mechanisms now that I've talked through the basics of lead generation? So, for me, it's always what do I want that specific person to do? Do I want them to become a newsletter subscriber and later become a high ticket item that I sell, or is it a person I want to sell a ebook to, or is it something just to cultivate attention around a new initiative that I have? Whatever that is, the first thing that you need to understand is what do you want them to do? As you can see in a lot of my content, it always stems down to why are we doing it? We're trying to sell phones, trying to sell pens, are we trying to raise money for something? Whatever that is, figure that out, because that's actually how we're going to know if we're going to hit the right mark, right? So the first thing that you do is figure out exactly where you want to go. The next one is actually pretty simple, is what's the mechanism or vehicle that gets you most closest to that? So if it's you want people to fill out a contact form and get on a phone call with you to see if you can fix their problems, perfect. That is something attainable. That's something that you and I can work towards. Now, whatever you have defined as that centralized thing, we need to figure out what's the best content or a lead generation magnet you can put out there. Is it a coupon? Is it a coupon that that someone enters their email and they get a 20% off for your product, right? That could definitely be it. Is it something that's a little bit takes a little bit more work? Like today I released a my ebook, right? So I took the concept of We're All Marketers and I boiled it down into 30 pages jam packed full of value, right? Not everyone has time to sit down and read 282 pages, wherever it is, but they might have time to read 30 pages, right? So what I wanted to do is say, hey, uh, people, there's been a slump in people buying my book. Potentially people just don't know what's in it and they might need something. So I'm like, okay, perfect, I'll make a lead generation piece around that and see if people actually are interested, or people who might be thinking that they're interested in the book might just not have the time right now, but potentially after this they see that it's something that they want. So that's something that's happening for me. And that lead generation piece was actually pretty simple. Since I wrote the book, I basically just took out all the little pieces that I found the most valuable and put them in or not most valuable, but pretty valuable, and cut all the stories and just went down to the principles. Potentially, there's someone that might really, you know, benefit from that. Um, so here's the whole piece of that, right? What you want to do is, now that you know why you're making this lead generation piece, figure out what are those specific content pieces. So the quickest thing that I can do is, and this is why I always talk about FAQs, is lead generation doesn't have to be a ebook. It could literally be 2 pages full of FAQ questions that you have at the bottom of your website, right? So you can literally have FAQ questions answering about 4 or 5, take 4 or 5 of those and put them as a, what am I trying to say? I basically want you to have a pop-up when someone's on your website where it says, hey, here's 10 frequently asked questions about the industry that you're in, right? And Michael, I will get to the point. Don't you worry, because I actually have to be this is actually a very short live, but that's the thing. Actually, I was gonna talk through that one, but I'll postpone the Q&A FAQ one. So we'll do 2 big concepts that I've used. I know that works is the ebook or white paper approach, and then there's the FAQ approach. So let's start with the white paper since I just started talking about that. The white paper / FAQ approach is pick a topic that your audience is interested in that relates to the product and the solution that you offer, and just write something basic up around that. If it makes sense for this specific topic, right? So here's the thing: if the lead generation piece is, I'm trying to figure out the best way to put it, because really, and this is part of the live experience, right? I don't exactly know how I want to put it. Basically, you want to write a ebook or a white paper around a specific topic that relates to your business, right? Like I said, and you want to be very, very thorough in this work. Really pick a topic. So for the company I work for, as my day job, we've done white papers around big technology platforms that we're exploring, whether it's as a potential product within our company or something we want to offer, right? So we write a whole big piece around that specific thing, and the point of it is just to provide value, but also have such a big piece that people are like, oh, I really want that. I really want to know what that piece is about, because it's so thorough and so much energy and time has been put into it, that I am willing to give up a very basic commodity, which is my email, right? That's great, because then I can retarget those people. Because once people are in, lead generation piece is only the first, itsy bitsy piece of your whole funnel, right? It's a very top layer. And the lead generation piece gets you into the door, gets you some tangible way to communicate with them after they've left your social media profile, your website, your whatever that is, email. I can retarget. I can send them more valuable things that might persuade them to go with the solution I have versus someone else's, or even they might not be the perfect client right now, but because I now have their email, I know that they're somewhat interested in what I'm selling. So whether that's a ebook, like I said, it could be around a specific product. So I basically took my book, condensed it down into 30 pages, just script all the major stories and lessons down to this little piece. That might be super valuable for someone, and they could just move forward with it, or it might just be the catalyst that enables me to retarget someone later, based on what they see. The white paper is the same way. White paper is condensed down, give me just the facts. This is around a specific thing that I want to know right now. Benjamin, what is up? PC, what is up? And Michael, before I forget, what is up? Hopefully everyone's having such a beautiful new year. I can't believe it's the second day. I took yesterday off to really focus on, and I'm not a real big person on goal setting, but I definitely sat down, wrote down some big things I want to achieve. So in a sense, I did do a backup. I'm not a big person on New Year's resolutions, a big fan of goal setting. But anyway, I did make some New Year's resolutions yesterday, so I took it off. But then hopefully you're having an awesome day. PC, you too, Michael too. So back to the other way. So let's say you don't have the resources, the time, the energy to make a whole ebook or white paper right now. What you can do is very, very simple, is take those few frequently asked questions and put them inside of a Word doc, convert that over to a PDF, and that could literally be your lead generation piece. Each business, whether you're in marketing, sales, whether you're in agriculture, whatever that is, you have frequently asked questions that the majority of your customers or clients have asked before or are asking now, right? So how do we capitalize on that interest or those questions that they already might have, and basically we turn that into a lead generation piece. So what we do is, like I said, take those questions, and if you don't have one on your website, highly recommend adding it to the very bottom of your website, because unless your website is the best website in the world, which yours might be, there's still knowledge gaps that your audience might have, or your intended, clients are thinking about. And if you can answer them on the spot, you convert a lot higher. I've seen. So what I want you to do is very simple: is take all of them, or take the majority of them, and put them inside of Word doc. Right? Make sure that yeah, it's basically that simple. Throw those in the Word doc, put a title of 10 questions, 7 questions, 5 questions that everyone wanting to buy, enter your solution needs to know, right? Great clickbait with a ton of value add. And like I said, turn that Word document, when you save it as a PDF, and then throw it up on your website, post it here on LinkedIn. There's so many things that you can do with that. And again, it's very, very simple. You don't have to overthink it. And it's stuff that you probably already have at this point. So even if you want to write an ebook or a white paper, don't have the time for it, this might be a very, very basic solution to help you get started. So anyway, why the resolution of people only go a fortnight or so in the class at once? I don't know. That's a really good question. My experience with New Year's resolutions is that a lot of people put them out there and don't do a SMART goal, a SMART objective or resolution. They kind of throw out like, I want to lose 30 pounds, but don't put the right mechanisms, or enable the right habits to make that effective or work. So that's my experience with that. That's why I'm not a huge fan of New Year's resolutions. I believe that you should set goals whenever you can, and we shouldn't wait for a specific date for those to happen. Some people it works, some people it doesn't, but we all know that gyms, even today my gym was super, super quiet, and it's the second day of December, or second day of January. So it just goes to show you that it's hard to achieve something you don't set yourself up for the most wins. So anyway, that's my little live today. We had to cut this one short because I'm actually going into work for a little bit. So I want to get that done. But yeah, and apologize because I slept in this morning because I was still tired from yesterday. So anyway, hopefully that was super beneficial. Let me know what you think, and if you're interested in this lead generation piece, let me know. I can send you the one I did. You can probably use that as a template, very, very simple mechanism to do that. But yeah, that's where we're going to cut it today. Hopefully you guys all have such a beautiful day. Enjoy the Thursday, enjoy the new year, and we will talk very, very soon. Okay, guys, peace.